Hey, this is Jeoffrey from Macedonia, and today I want to talk to you about the migration of our Angular FireBootCamp workshop, which is one of our course material. So historically, we used Ghosts, where your data is tied to a hosted platform, and we decided to move to GitHub, where you own your data. And I've tested two solutions for this. The first one is Docusaurus on the left, and the second one is TinaDocs on the right. And I'm going to go through the good and bad for each of them. Let's jump into it. So first of all, Docusaurus. So I went to docusaurus.io, and at the top here, there's a docs section. And then on the left navbar, if you click on installation, you will find the actual npx command here. So you can copy it, go into your terminal, and run it there. So then you can select between JavaScript and TypeScript. I went for the second option. And then let it install all the packages. So this takes about 2 minutes or something. So once I got it all up and running locally, I deployed it, and this is the page that I got. So you can see it's a very cool docs page. In the left menu, you have a bunch of sections which you can click on, and it even has a blog section at the top. So if you're into social media, you can actually use this one. Personally, for my Angular workshop course, I wish there was something like an API section, but that's all right. So the good things about Docusaurus. The first one is that the setup was quick and easy. It took about 5 minutes to get up and running. And the other one is that if you go to the main page and click at the top here, you can tell that Docusaurus has been on since 2017, so quite a long time. So it had time to age well, basically. And it still is actively supported. So if you look over here, the latest version was released this year. Now, the bads about Docusaurus, the first one is that it only has basic MDX features. So if I go back to the main page, into guides on the left, and then markdown features, you can see here on the left that there is a few of them, such as tabs. So I'm just going to show you this one here. You can click like this. That's a tab feature. But if you want something more advanced, such as a diagram renderer or some API schema renderers, you need to either use existing plugins or build them yourself. The reason I mentioned these two, by the way, so the diagram and the API schema, is because they are controls that I do like, and you'll see in a second that TinaDocs does have them out of the box. And the second thing about Docusaurus is that it does not have a CMS, so a content management system. So if I go back on the page that I built before, this one here, if I want to make a change on this page, I would need to do a few things. The first one is to clone the repo locally. And then I would need to open it using an IDE here. So most people use VS Code. I prefer Cursor because of all the AI features that it provides. And then, for example, if I want to change this tutorial to Jeoffrey's blog or something, I would need to save my changes and then push them to GitHub. So I could use the terminal, or I can use Git Kraken, which is my preferred option. So I would have to look at my change here and then stage it and push it, blah, blah, blah. The idea is that this is not intuitive. And to make a change, you need to have some dev skills, basically. It's not accessible to everyone. All right, so let's move on to the second option, which was TinaDocs. Tina is actually built on 3 different things. So Next.js for building the pages, Tina CMS to manage your content, and Tina Cloud to manage access to the CMS. So yeah, back to this page, I went to tina.io, and on the home page here, I easily found the npx command. So I copied it, and then back to the terminal. Let me just clean up the one from before. I basically ran it here. It takes a bit longer than before. Yeah, here we go. So actually, yeah, this llama I find it really cool. And then I can select the package manager I want, let's say PNPM, and the name of the project. And this is where I select TinaDocs and default. And I let this one run, and it takes about 5 minutes, I think, to set the whole thing up. So once I got it up and running, I deployed it, and this is the result that I got. So let's go back to the main page here. Yeah. So as you can see, it's also a very cool docs page. All the pages are here. You can click on them and see the result. And this one at the top actually has an API section. So it shows you a bunch of endpoints that you can demo if you want to. So the good about TinaDocs, the first one is that it has really cool features. So if I go into code components on the left here, I'm going to show you this one first, the API route, which I mentioned before. So this one takes data from some open API spec and populates it over here. So that's quite convenient if you want to do some code demo or endpoint demonstrations. And the second one is Mermaid. So this is for diagrams. So what you would do is go to Mermaid, create the diagram that you want, and then copy the code. And if you paste it into here, you will actually see the result this way. So I think these are quite cool features that are already out of the box with TinaDocs. The second good point about TinaDocs is that it has a CMS. So if I go into /admin at the top, I can actually manage the content over here. So all I have to do is click on the section I want here. Let's say, welcome to TinaDocs. And I want this to be my own page. So let's go to welcome to Jeoffrey's docs. And once I'm happy with the change, I would just click on save here. And this would automatically push my changes to GitHub and manage the deployment automatically. So I'm just going to go back to the main app here. Yeah, that's about all the good points for TinaDocs. About the bad, I only found one, which was the setup. So it took a bit longer to run. So I think it was about 5 minutes to install all the packages and also 10 minutes to connect to Tina Cloud, which is required basically if you want to have the admin panel that I just showed you. But apart from that, I mean, I really liked it too. So let's go to the conclusion. So back to this slide. So first, Docusaurus. So I really liked it because it was easy to run and to set up. However, it had limited features and also it does not have a CMS. On the other side, TinaDocs has a lot of features and also has a CMS, but it was slightly harder to set up. So overall, I prefer TinaDocs. That's why I went for this one to run my own Angular workshop. And this is the actual page that I built using all the content from the original page. So I'll just show you the original first. This is what we had before. And this is the after. And yeah, everything is there. So you can look at the different pages here. It has some YouTube embeds. But yeah, basically that's what I went through to create this, to migrate this content. This was Jeoffrey from SSW talking about the comparison between Docusaurus and TinaDocs to migrate the content of the Angular workshop. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one.